if, you know, a black car arrived at your house right now and said, Bradley, get in, we're going to the White House. And you arrived at the White House and Joe Biden was sitting in the Oval Office with Kamala Harris, maybe Alejandro Mayorkas, or Jadu, Chris Magnus, and let's say just for the heck of it, Javier Becerra, who runs the CDC now, and apparently has the authority to expel people from the country. What would you tell this group of people who can change the lives of millions of immigrants? Like, what if you had the power meeting? What do you say?
I think that I would be tempted to go one of two ways, or if they gave me enough of a platform, both. One, there are plenty of levers left to pull in terms of creating paths, unblocking paths to lawful status for people who are here, right? For example, there's a case before the Supreme Court right now where the Biden administration continues to argue that people with temporary protected status, there are about 400,000 or 500,000 people in the United States right now with temporary protected status. The executive branch's position remains these people are ineligible, even if they qualify for a visa, to get a permanent residence green card visa. And so, there are plenty of levers to pull to make sure that even the laws as they are unblocked for people who want to try to qualify for immigration status in the United States. So that's one. And the other is sort of the point I was making earlier. A lot of my work relates to the asylum system in particular. And we have to there's been a bipartisan, frankly, security and enforcement orientation at the border, since Bill Clinton. And what we need in response to the predominantly now Central American refugee crisis that continues, really, frankly. It's not just now. It's not a Biden crisis. It's an ongoing crisis that's been going on for many years. We need a refugee protection orientation. There might be solutions other than just give everybody immigration status, but we need to approach this foreign policy question from a protection orientation and not just a security and immigration enforcement orientation. Because I think what we saw largely during the Trump administration is that the American public is willing to see folks as refugees. The American public does want to reasonably offer protection to people who are going to face violence if we deport them.
Right.
And so let's not willingly contribute to a narrative that is rooted in fear and the same kinds of political nonsense that were the tradecraft of the Trump
fringe. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Honestly, like the American people are generous and compassionate people. We have been since the dawn of time, and we've also been a place that accepts a lot of people coming in. So I agree. I don't know why we keep going with this enforcement only approach. I know there's money in enforcement, but at the same time, like, it takes a little bit of political courage and a little bit of organization. Like, look at what a lot of other movements have done in our time, just in our lifetime. Like the LGBTQ plus community is a great example of a community that really came together from a very marginalized, very sort of like, taboo subject to something that we all agree is like beautiful humanity, and I think immigrants too, beautiful humanity. So hopefully the Biden administration, when Joe Biden watches this interview, I hope he gets the message. So
very good.
You can find Bradley's Twitter handle right here in the description to this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you again for watching another episode of Meet La Prensa. That's a wrap.